Hello everybody and welcome back to Grand Bazaar. We will be kicking things off with our regularly scheduled program shortly, but it's going to be a bit of a shorter video today. And so I've time traveled into the past here to a save that I had. And once 2 p.m. hits, we are going to be able to watch Daisy's final heart event. Pretty sure I haven't included this one yet, and we still need to make our way through the remainder of the yellow heart event, so I figured that this was as good a time as any. And this can be triggered on a weekend when it is not a bazaar day or a festival day, in between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. when Daisy has a yellow heart. Hey. You're looking a little bit sad there, Daisy. It's not like you. I accidentally broke one of Grandpa's favorite vases. But he didn't get angry with me or scold me. In fact, he asked if I was okay and made sure that I wasn't hurt. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I feel so bad about it. I know how much that vase meant to him. But he was still only worried about me. How could I be so careless? I'm so mad at myself. Daisy has a bit of a history of being a klutz, for sure. And surprisingly, the second option is actually the better one here. She'll feel as if you're patronizing her if you tell her not to feel down, so just encourage her to try harder. Yeah, you're right! I need to be more careful and do a better job. I can't fix that vase, but I can make sure I never break another one. I'm not gonna let this mistake stop me. You always know what to say. I don't know how to thank you. And that is the final event for Daisy. We've seen time and time again that she has a very, very good heart. She's a lovable klutz. So we'll see if she comes out on top in the wife pool. And we are going to go back to spring and pick up where we left off. So here we are on the 30th day of spring, which is where I currently am in game, and we are coming up to the very end of the season, but the 30th isn't actually the last day. We have our tea party today, and then we have our final bazaar tomorrow before we're going to transition into summer. So things are really winding down for me here on the farm. You can see that some of my fields are empty. All of my asparagus has now come in and there was no time to replant it, so I actually gathered all of these up a couple of days ago. And it's the same with my middle field here. All of my turnips and all of my potatoes have all come in. And then the last of my cucumbers and my strawberries have come in today. So I timed everything excellently. Nothing is going to go to waste. I made sure to have stuff coming in right up until the end of the season. And the timing couldn't be better because, as you can see, my tree full of tea leaves is now fully mature, and this happened today when I woke up. So yeah, we're gonna have our own tea leaves for the festival. Now you can see that these are 3.5 stars, and at this point, the tree is fully matured, and I've put fertilizer up until it's grown. So all of my tea leaves coming off of this are going to be 3.5 stars, and there is no way for me to get that any higher. And you'll notice that I pulled off 3 leaves when I harvested today. And what you can do now, once this is fully mature, putting fertilizer on it is not going to increase the quality of your leaves, but continuing to put fertilizer on it will ensure that you can get 3 leaves per harvest. If you stop putting fertilizer on it, it will decrease every single time that you go to take leaves off, so just keep that in mind. And I guess that's kind of one downside with having a tree seed on your farm, is that you kind of have to put fertilizer on it forever until the end of time, because unlike other trees, you don't just get tea leaves for one season. You can get tea leaves for spring, summer, and fall. They're all unique. And so this never actually flowers. Once it's matured, it just keeps continuously giving you leaves. So if you want to maximize the amount of product that you're going to get, you're going to have to put fertilizer on it pretty much every single day. But because you're not going to be increasing the value at this point once it's matured, you can just put the half-star fertilizer on it, as far as I know. You don't need to waste any fertilizer that is a higher quality. So that is now all of my fields completely cleared off. The exception, of course, being my basement, because I do still have a little bit here growing in my basement. All of my potatoes have now come in, and the only thing I have is wheat. And the reason that I haven't bothered to plant anything down here is just because I'm not entirely certain what I want to do with the basement going forward. I'm gonna have to look at my summer crops and kind of go from there, figure out if I want to change out the seasonal sun, or whether I just want to keep going along and planting some of my spring crops. I definitely have options at this point, and I also have a lot of product. So I'm going to do my best before Bazaar Day tomorrow to do some organizing and some cooking and whatnot ahead of time, because otherwise it's just going to take me forever. But I got a pretty decent amount of crops by the end of spring. You can see that we've got lots and lots of turnips. I only managed to get these up to 3 stars by the end of the season. So that's kind of the highest amount of quality that my turnips got to. They're currently sitting in the windmill. I believe I have some higher quality potatoes that I'm turning into seeds as well, but it was kind of the same story. Starting out at half a star, it does take a long time to increase the quality. I've got lots of cucumbers to work with, and I managed to get my asparagus all the way up to 5 stars. So that is our first 5-star crop, which is really exciting. And all of the asparagus that I have should net me a pretty decent amount of money at the bazaar, which is pretty exciting. I've been turning my strawberries into seeds. I've even done a little bit of fishing. I've taken that new fishing rod out for a spin. And I only have 3 spaces left in my inventory before it is completely maxed out. I did decide to make some seeds just so that I can grow stuff if I want to, just so that I have that option, you know, if I want to keep my basement as it is. So that's kind of everything that's going on at the farm. We're just closing things out. And fortunately for us, we are allowed to just bring the raw tea leaf to the festival and give that out. And it counts because we definitely wouldn't have any time to process that. And because we've only got one harvest of tea leaves before we're going to be switching seasons, I think I'm going to keep those other 2 tea leaves and, you know, just kind of figure out what else I might do with them before I actually process them. Ooh, and we got some good stuff going on here that we can pick up. And Felix is ready for us, so we're gonna make our way over to the festival. I brought some things to give out as some gifts. We'll go say hello to everybody. And at this point, I've got lots of herbs, lots of flowers. So this is definitely a good time to give some stuff away. I think I've actually kept some junk to give to Kevin. I caught more junk than fish, but that's not unusual. Go ahead and give my last gift to Antoinette, which is perfect timing, because I'll have an opportunity to wrap more stuff for her tomorrow. And then the rest of the villagers, I'm just gonna give out some flowers. I actually should have brought some butterflies because there are a few villagers here that could take some of the butterflies that I have been hoarding. And I really hope that summer is going to be a little bit more exciting this year. Because last year we hardly had any festivals, which was a shame. So everybody's here, and if we didn't have our own tea leaves, we could have used the canned teas, either one that you fish out of the river or one that you win from the Bazaar results each week if you have those. But if we give an item with higher quality, we'll get a better prize at the end of it. I also love that I gave her not so fresh herbs, like rotting leaves, and she's like, that's great, I love it. Did not use as much of my lavender as I thought I would, but very impressive that after probably a season and a half, they are still hanging in there. They're sort of maintaining their freshness, and they haven't completely gone bad. Now that I've done a little bit of socializing, let's go ahead and present this to Felix. We get to hang out with everybody here. Joan has organized this wonderful tea time with tea and snacks. I still think that's just an amazing idea, and I love it. And then once we finish things up, Joan will give us a prize. And that is going to be based on the quality of the item that you supply. Now, a party cake is a decent prize because they're worth quite a bit of money. I will be interested to see what it sells for. I will probably be selling it at the bazaar tomorrow. And then, of course, by participating, you also get some friendship with everybody in town, because everybody except for Raul and Amir and Abiko attend. The usual people who don't attend any festivals, so that's not out of the ordinary. I'll have to remember to give Amiko something tonight. And I'll stop in and give Amir a present. I still think it's weird that he doesn't show up, because this is a very welcoming town, and I'm sure that they would be happy to have him. So, just wanted to show that off again this year, because last year they automatically gave us the supplies required to make that festival happen. But this year we were on our own. Now, I wasn't too worried about it, because if my tea leaves were not ready, I was going to just use the apple tea can, which is 2.5 stars. It probably would have given me a different prize and changed the outcome a little bit, but I still would have been able to participate, and I still would have gotten some friendship. Even if I had given a half-star item, at least I would have been able to participate. So even if you don't have a tea tree and you don't have anything available, you do still have options, which is nice. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this video. I knew it was going to be a little bit shorter because there wasn't a whole lot to really talk about. I wanted to give a little glimpse into the winding down of spring, just so you can see that I've cleaned everything up and kind of where I'm at with my stock and my inventory. Hopefully what I've been able to get this month is going to help us keep a nice, healthy sales number for the next bazaar and beyond, because I do imagine it's gonna take a while for me to sell through all of this stuff. And I still have a lot of cleaning up to do here so that my inventory isn't such a big mess. So spring has been great. It was very productive. I had a lot of fun. I pretty much grew a little bit of everything that the game had to offer. And so tomorrow will be our final day, and it's basically just going to be another chance for us to make a little bit of money and to clean out my very busy inventory. So looking forward to seeing how we do tomorrow. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.